I'm just here to give you guys a couple of updates on the coronavirus, COVID-19, and our campaign's response efforts in order to ensure that the most vulnerable in our community, including our senior citizens, our low-income residents, get the resources and the information that they deserve during this rather interesting time that we're living through at the moment. Some of the most frequent questions that I've been getting are in terms of relating to the meal deliveries that the city is providing and other nonprofits, elected officials, and organizations have been doing on their own. And then specifically questions regarding stimulus money for Social Security, SSI, senior citizen individuals. And so I just quickly wanted to give you an update in terms of the meals. As you know, we've been posting on our website many videos and many links to resources where you can get free meals. There are a variety of organizations, including the New York City, who is providing door-to-door meal deliveries. The schools are, many of the schools are open for meals, and there's a lot of resources out there, so please make sure you don't go hungry. In terms of our own campaign efforts, as you may be aware, we have, within the last 3 weeks, taken it upon ourselves to deliver over 2,000 meals in collaborations with Seth Weissman, Urban Standard Capital, Newman's Kitchen, Adam Volk from Red Crest Chicken, many other resources. We've been able to connect with many of the nature developments, first and foremost, our friends at Cooper Park, our friends at Bushwick Houses, Highland Houses, Williamsburg Houses, Ocean Hill Houses, and senior citizens at Lindsay Park, and in Bushwick and Williamsburg, have been able to receive some of those meals. Next week coming up, we'll be collaborating with Roosevelt Houses, Sumner Houses, Marcy, Tompkins, in order to keep those efforts going. And I very much like to thank a lot of the people that have been helping me in this effort, specifically our campaign volunteers, many of you online who have been sharing our links and our videos and giving just me the moral support. I thank you all for doing that. It's very meaningful. In addition, I'd like to take this time to shout out District Leader Tommy Torres, who will be joining us later as well. He's the male district leader for the 53rd Assembly District, who has been able to guide me and point me in the right directions for where there is need. As you know, I've been involved in community politics for some time, but there's always people that we're not aware of that may need resources, may need help. And so I'd like to thank District Leader Tommy Torres for his efforts in that. So the biggest question that I've been receiving is a lot of our senior citizens and our Social Security and SSI recipients have not been receiving their stimulus check. And so I came up with a little brochure that I'll be posting along with this video and on our website for your use. It's called Senior Citizen, Social Security, SSI, and the $1,200 stimulus check. And it is just some of the most frequently asked questions involving the stimulus check and seniors and SSI recipients, and how to go about finding information regarding your status, and also expediting your $1,200 stimulus check. $1,200 is not enough for us at this moment, but it is something. And those of us that are out of work, that are staying safe at home and are following directions, could use this $1,200 to make sure that we give ourselves that extra resource. So I want to just turn it over to Tommy, District Leader Tommy Torres, just to get the conversation started and answer a couple of the initial questions in regards to the Social Security, SSI recipients, senior citizens, and the stimulus check. Thank you, and I'll be right back.
Marte, thanks a lot. District Leader Tommy Torres. Thank you, Andy, for the work that you've been doing the last month and a half. You joined us here in the community, giving out food, masks with Borough President Eric Adams. And as we go around the community, we've been getting a lot of questions regarding the stimulus and the stimulus check. And there's been several questions. I'll start with a couple questions that have been asked a lot is how do I qualify? Or do I qualify? But you qualify if you're a U.S. citizen, if you're a permanent resident, or if you qualify as a resident alien. Also, your Social Security, if you have a valid Social Security, you also qualify. Did anyone claim you on their taxes? If someone claims you on their taxes, then you're not eligible. There's income requirements as well. Most of our families make under 75,000. That's the income requirement. Anyone under gets the stimulus check. If you want to get a status on your stimulus check, if you haven't received it, you can log on to irs.gov, click on coronavirus, click on get my payment, and you should get a status. You enter your name, your Social Security, and your age, your date of birth, and you get that status. But again, it's important. Our families need this support. We need continued support from our federal government and from our state government and for community leaders like you, Andy. We're going out there, continue the work. God bless all our residents of our community, and thank you, Andy.
So I'd like to thank District Leader Tommy Torres for opening up this conversation in regards to senior citizens, SSI recipients, Social Security recipients, and the $1,200 stimulus check. So Mr. Torres brought up the conversation about who qualifies and how do you check your status. Once you know your status, is there a way, one of the most common questions that I'm getting is there a way to expedite receiving the money? And the best way to expedite your stimulus check is once you get your status on www.irs.gov/coronavirus/get-my-payment. It will let you know what bank account information the IRS has. So if it has the correct one, you should have already received your $1,200 stimulus check. If there is an incorrect bank account, you must go in there and correct the bank account information. And then once you correct it, the IRS will be able to then use that correct bank account to forward you the $1,200 stimulus check. Lastly, if you don't have any bank account information with the IRS, you can go ahead and put the bank account information into the IRS's website, and they will then have an account to forward the $1,200 to. The second question I just answered is what if the IRS has an old bank account? And that is what you have to do. You have to log in, you have to correct the bank account information, and then you can then they will have access to you to get you the $1,200 stimulus check. Some SSI, Social Security, or senior citizens have dependents on their tax returns. Another common question is, what if I have a dependent? Many senior citizens, SSI, and Social Security recipients do have dependents. Unfortunately, the deadline for that was April 22nd. So if you do have a dependent and you were trying to claim them to receive the additional $500 towards the stimulus check, the deadline for that has passed. However, you will be able to claim this $500 on your 2020 tax returns, which will be next year in 2021. So once again, in 2021, you will be able to claim those dependents and receive that additional $500. I will be writing a letter to Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, and Majority Leader Mitch McConnell in the Senate, and Speaker Nancy Pelosi, in order to get them to extend this deadline. I have to do some research to find out if it was extended in this most recent stimulus congressional bill that passed. But if it has not, make sure to speak to your member of Congress. In our area would be either Congressman Hakeem Jeffries or Congresswoman Nydia Velasquez, and have them fight for an extension of this ability to claim your dependents. And another question that we commonly get is, what if you do file taxes as a senior citizen, but you failed to do so in 2018 and 2019, what can you do? The simple answer to that is you can go on the IRS's website. You can file both 2018 and 2019 taxes. They have free tax assistance on the IRS website. You can file your taxes and make sure to put in a bank account to get the direct deposit, and the $1,200 stimulus check will automatically be added to your tax returns. If you have any other questions about these services, specifically related to Social Security, SSI, and senior citizen recipients, you can email us at unitedformarte@gmail.com. You can also visit unitedformarte.com/COVID to sign up for a hot meal delivery to your apartment. In the coming weeks, we will be doing delivery services from our campaigns to ensure that no one in our district goes hungry. So once again, I just want to thank everyone for being such a great example in our area. You know, I at the beginning when this pandemic occurred, we saw a lot of hanging out in the parks and not really taking this seriously, but things have very well calmed down in our area. People are following rules. Everyone's wearing their mask. People are taking their 6 feet distance. You know, I've been working at my parents' bodega, and we're sort of policing ourselves as to not get the NYPD involved. You know, every now and then we're gonna have situations happening, but I do want to thank the community residents. Specifically want to thank our community leaders. Those of us at NYCHA Developments, you guys have you guys are the strongest leaders in our communities with the toughest jobs, and I want to commend all of you. Specifically the leaders at Bushwick Houses, Ms. Tina Shipman, Deborah Benders at Cooper Park, Deneen Witherspoon at 303 Vernon, Miss Adorn DeBose at Sumner Houses, Evelyn Sanchez at Ocean Hill Houses. You guys are exemplary figures, and we need more of you around. I do also want to thank our elected officials in the community for stepping it up. Specifically, I want to thank District Leader Dharma Diaz and Assemblyman Eric Delon in the 54th Assembly District for continuing to be leaders in this fight and making sure that individuals with unemployment issues are getting addressed. So I want to thank you for that, and I want to leave it at that. And if you have any other questions, again, you can reach out on my website, www.unitedformarte.com. Thank you, and have a great evening.